What's up? Brandon Lilly here. Today I'm going to be making a video on negativity. It's something that a lot of young lifters that are just coming up a little bit and starting to get noticed ask me about a lot of times. How do you deal with the negativity on the internet? How do you deal with negativity in home or in your hometown? And look, haters are haters, and that's what it is. And before you turn it off and say, oh, don't make another hater video, trust me, I didn't want to do this. But enough people have asked me over the last little bit that I think it's a relevant problem. Number one, here's the number one thing involved in physique, strength, fitness, sports. Nobody gets into these sports because they got $1 million and they're the best looking dude and they're completely happy with themselves. We all get into fitness or strength sports or whatever to improve how we feel about ourselves, to improve our physique, to improve our conditioning, to get stronger, whatever it is. So there's naturally ingrained insecurity built into what we do. Keep that in mind. Number one, if I'm better than you, then the next guy that's below me is going to say, well, he's got this, or he's got that, or he's got this. It's intrinsic within what we do. Insecurity is laced into what we do. Remember that. Now, number two, I want you to understand, look around you. If you got a support group that loves you, supports you, and believes in you, you got something stronger than all the hate in the world. And I can promise you that, because there is nothing better than looking around at a group of people, your family, your friends, that love you and believe in you, and knowing they got your back no matter what. Unconditional love given, unconditional love received. That's the strongest thing in the world. That's stronger than any hate possible. Now, there's going to be hate that is totally unwarranted. This is part two of number two. There's going to be, just like that love that is always given, there's always going to be hate given. It's just the nature of the beast. If you're doing something good, somebody's going to hate you. Line up Michael Jordan. There's going to be dudes that hate that guy. There are going to be dudes that would die for that dude. And there are going to be guys that hate that guy. LeBron James. There are people that love LeBron James. There are people that hate LeBron James. Everybody's watching the same dude. It's how they perceive that guy and how they put that perception into their own lives' eye. Maybe they hate him because they're from Cleveland and he left. Maybe they think he's a sellout because he came back. Or maybe they love him because he came back. It's all perspective. That's all life is how you look at things. And the third reason that hate hurts is sometimes it hits a little too close to home. And I think that's the case for myself. 2008, 2009, 2010, when I was transitioning to Westside, those were some of the darkest days in my personal life. And I made bad decisions in the gym, outside of the gym, and, I hurt good people. But I've moved on from that. I've learned from that. And when I left and moved over to Lexington and started training with Danny Daig and Chuck Vogelpohl and those guys, and then, consequently the Cube came out and so forth, those guys told me, Danny told me day one, he said, man, when you come in here, you got one chance, no 3-strike system. He said, just be a good dude, keep your head down, work hard, we won't have any problems. We never had any problems. And, ever since then, I've tried to have this, growth within myself, and especially since my injury, I've really had to step back and look at things differently. And man, life is so good when you're happy. Life is so good when you look at things through a positive light. I mean, I could sit here and I could find all kinds of negative stuff about me on the internet, but you know what? It's all from the same time period. But back to my point, there was a lot of falsehoods about what was being said, a lot. But I was an asshole. I was selfish. I was doing things that I shouldn't be doing. And when those things hit close to home, they hurt. So here's how I did it, or here's what I took from it. I looked at those things and I said to myself, you can't do it just because I'm telling you to. You got to have your moment. The time has to be right. But I looked at what was being said and I gained from it. I said, I don't want to hear this about myself anymore. I don't want to hear that I'm an asshole or I'm a bad guy or whatever. And you know what? Some guys might be okay with being the bad guy. If that's who you are, own it. But I'm not a bad dude. I just had a bad couple of years where shit in my personal life was all over the map. And I had to fix myself before I could even begin to fix what other people thought about me. And that's the truth. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Oh no, I don't care what anybody thinks about me or this or that or the other. We all do. We're all human. We all want to be liked. But the fact of the matter is, not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. But every single day should be a work in progress, trying to better yourself. And if you're not doing that, then the hate's going to keep happening. But as long as you're working, as long as you know in your heart that you're doing the right things, you're being true to yourself, and you're being a good person, not trying to hurt anybody else, let that hate slide. Because it's always going to be there. There's always going to be somebody that wakes up and they love to hate. But if you know better, and the people that love and care about you know better, that's all that matters. The best saying I ever heard: if it's raining in San Diego, why are you wearing a raincoat in Kentucky? If somebody that you've never met, that has an anonymous username that doesn't affect your life, talk shit about you, why are you going to let that ruin your day? Hope you have a great one. Talk to you soon. Thanks.